Hey YouTube, Andrew Sellers here. Welcome to Dragon's Dojo Gaming. I almost said Twisted Nightmare Gaming. and I'm about to showcase my Claret Sword deck profile. There will only be a playset of one. There will only be a proxied playset of one card in this deck, and it will be the expensive Claret Sword promo. Other than that, the deck is complete. But let's get on with it, shall we? Oh, and I'll be getting the promo once spring starts, because I work at a contractor job, and it's still in off season for as long as winter's around. But like I said, once March comes around, we should get busy. Anyways, onto the deck profile. Starting up, self-explanatory starter. For triggers, next up for triggers, I run 2 of the grade 3 heal and 2 of the 20k heal. As you can see, I have split them evenly and have a good chance of having either into my hand. Next up, I run 2 draw PGs. These are the only draw triggers I run in the deck, and I run it with 2 copies of the 30k Sentinel crit, so that I don't deck out as fast, and also because I like crits a little better in this deck than draws. But draw PGs are still pretty useful to have in the deck. 10 critical triggers. So yeah, this is my trigger lineup. Claret Sword was basically meant to be a rush deck, and having more crits can help you end games faster. Not saying they will, but they can. Now for grade 1s, 4 copies of the expensive promo. For those of you that don't know what it does, its skill is when Claret Sword uses its skill to bind 7 grade 1s from drop, you can bind him instead of having to bind all 7 grade 1s. This guy is the whole reason why the decks become more viable and a lot more consistent. He just saves so much resource management, and is arguably the most important card besides Claret in this deck because of that. Next up, 3 Espada. I run 3 of it because I don't want to deck out as fast, and also because he goes back to 8k the turn after you call him. On the turn he's placed, if you have 5 or more grade 1s in drop, he gets plus 10k, and when he's placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, you mill the top 3 cards of your deck. If you had milled Claret Sword or Morion Spear, you add one of those 2 from your drop to your hand. So yeah, he's there for helping you potentially get Morion or Claret, and he's also there for getting more grade 1s in your drop, since the deck is supposed to mostly be grade 1s. Next up for Branwyn, she's there as your grade 3 searcher and 13k beater. And I run her at 4 over running Blue Espada at 3, because her power-up is continuous, while Blue Espada's is only temporarily. 4 Nemang and 3 Abyssal Owl. He's basically the biggest reason why Nemang's in here. And Abyssal Owl is a solid drop is a solid draw card. And that is it for my grade 1s. Now for grade 2s, I run 3 Drag Wizard Leoflow. It's pretty good for filtering out your deck and making it and getting your grade 1s faster. 4 Morion Spear, one of the key cards of the deck in my opinion. His skill is once per turn while on Vanguard or Rearguard, you can Soul Blast 1, discard a card from your hand and draw a card. If you discarded anything except for a grade 1, it gets +5 from discarding that, but if it is a grade 1, which it should be if you have one in your hand, it gets +10,000 instead of 5. Really good card for this deck in my opinion. Next up, to Ildana. He's there for helping get your Clarets fast, your Clarets or your grade 2s if you don't have them. And since he can be treated he's treated as a grade 1 while in deck or drop, it can become another grade 1 to have in drop for Claret's skill, which is a really nice benefit for this deck. And finally, the whole reason this deck was even built, Claret Sword Dragon. So his skill is when placed on Vanguard, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal them to your opponent, send as many grade 1s that you've revealed to your drop zone as possible, shuffle all the non-grade 1s you revealed into your deck, and for each grade 1 you've milled, it gets +10,000 power for the rest of the turn. And its other Vanguard skill is once per turn, at the end of the battle this unit attacked, you counterblast 1, bind 7 grade 1s in your drop. Thanks to the promo, you only bind him. Restand Claret, and it gets -1 drive check. And then you get to swing with it again, which is why you play Force 2 with this card instead of Force 1. Because having a restander that can swing with at least 2 crit twice is really nice. And since your deck is mostly grade 1s, you'll have a good chance of milling at least 1 grade 1 from his skill every game. Anyways, that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all liked it. Please like and subscribe for more content, and I'll be sure to continue bringing more of it, and hope you all have a good night. See you later, everybody.